on the first Scott, I shit myself.
Like, I'm going to fucking sprint and I know I'm not going to shit myself because I'm sprinting.
Yeah.
So,
A closeted man pays me to pretend to be his girlfriend at family gatherings. I fell in love with him like an idiot. Oh.
for 4K HD or whatever it's called, or 60 HD or whatever it was called. There, it's on there. Cool. Just want to make sure.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Aye.
Does that sound all right?
That's actually Brodie's voice. Oh, hello.
Hello. And
Welcome to and welcome to No One's Looking.
the podcast where you can say whatever the fuck you want. I'm your host Maggie,
And I'm Melanie.
and today Brodie's back with us.
Yay!
If you haven't seen the episode with Brodie, go back and watch it before you watch this.
It's very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got some very good A-list celebrity stories and
yes.
that's the
They're
best one.
very
Yes, I
funny
do.
as well. Like, just the way you tell them, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
True that.
So
Mental.
go back, listen to that episode, come back and hear this one. But this episode is gonna be more about stories.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Brodie's got some more really funny, silly stories to share. We're gonna read out some stories. Brodie's gonna potentially read out a story as well. Yeah, if you're a good reader.
Yeah, I'm keen to do that.
Keen reader.
All our guests compensate for my non-reading.
Yep.
Maggie can't read, so we're all doing our
To
bit.
save my life, literally. So
We should definitely put up the clip of you trying to read it during Carla's episode, remember? And
Yeah.
you tried 1 second and you were like, nope, I can't do this. And
no,
then
I literally started stuttering and I was like, no, I'm too stressed. So
fair.
I'm really gonna try hard to read out loud more.
yeah.
So then that way next season I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's all
Yeah.
about progress.
But I think I also need it to be just an episode with me and Mel, so then nobody
Yeah.
else is putting, because I just felt pressurized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There was no pressure, but I could
No.
see you were just like, nope. And I was like, okay.
yeah, that was like I
Yeah.
can't. I'm sweating too much. This is
Yeah.
stressing me out. I'm gonna start shaking. I'm gonna throw up. I need help now.
I've actually shit myself.
Once upon a
Speaking about shit myself.
I can smell it. Oh my god, yeah.
Brodie, I'm pretty sure you've got some stories to share about shitting your pants.
Some?
Some.
Yes, I do. The amount of coffee I've had today, it was very close in the bathroom there. I chanced to fart. We were good. It was just a fart. But it was close.
Red alert.
No, it's important to chance it on the toilet.
Yeah. I mean, where would you be in life without risking it? Every once in a while. You probably have
At
a lot
home,
more
I'm
clean
like-
underpants. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to
I've
risk it
had my
more.
fair share of shitting myself.
Yeah.
So I want to hear yours to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. I'll take you back to, I think it was, it was just after Valentine's Day because between Valentine's Day and my birthday, I guess it's kind of close. So it was either an early birthday thing or a late Valentine's thing that my girlfriend at the time, this was in, I think, no, and I'm really sorry for dating people before you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
How dare you?
How unfaithful of me.
You should have known I was there.
Yeah. This was 2018.
Yeah.
So
You were like, what, 12?
yeah, when you started dating me in 2018. So,
This story is
Yeah.
the reason why I started dating him.
Mel was well into her 30s when I was 12.
This is a joke,
And,
just in case someone took that seriously.
I love you so much, Mel. I'm really sorry for making a
But
joke
I'm
about
gonna
your
go
age.
home and cry about that and shit on your pillow.
Okay, well, just know you started it.
I'm gonna inside the pillow, like in the
Yeah.
fluffy bit, so you'll never know.
Okay, no, I love you for your craftiness. Anyways, so I think I went round for my girlfriend at the time was cooking a 3-course meal, and she bought loads of like fancy stuff. I think we had like we had like prawn cocktail for starter, and then it was some like beef steaky type fancy meal for main. And then she'd made champagne jelly for like dessert, and it was all fairly nice. I appreciated it, and
Sounds like a lot of effort.
yeah, went into a big effort. So I think it was maybe for my birthday, like an early birthday thing or something. So then woke up the next day feeling pretty good. To go and meet all my pals to watch Scotland against England at rugby, the Calcutta Cup. And I wasn't really expecting much in terms of like sporting success for Scotland, because you shouldn't.
Lower expectations, people.
I was just kind of excited to go to the pub, have some drinks, see some pals. So and I've got a few pairs of Scotland boxers, one pair in particular that are actually Scottish rugby boxers. So I put them on, obviously, and when I was getting ready, and I went to go out the door, because I was a little later than everyone else arriving at the pub. So I was literally the last one to leave the flat, and I was crossing the threshold of the door when I chanced to fart. And I quickly realised I shouldn't have, and I'd shit myself a little bit. It wasn't the biggest, I mean, it was just a little bit. And this is just the start of this story. So I went back in, took my boxers off, my nice Scotland boxers.
Ruined.
And yeah, I took it as an omen. I was like, fuck, we're going to get absolutely hammered today. Because I've shit myself in my Scottish boxers. And so I made a really bad attempt to clean them and got a row from the guys later when I told them how. I'm not going to go into details about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we want to know.
I know, I was just kind of panicking the moment. I've shit myself. What do I do? And my initial reaction wasn't to throw out the boxers for some reason.
And it wasn't to turn around and leave.
No, it was to clean them near everyone's toothbrushes.
Gross. You weren't at your house?
This was like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm different now. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I was at my friend's flat, so even more disrespectful. Then went to the game, was drinking quite a lot of beer, a big heavy beer in the stomach. But the longer the game went on, the more tension wrapped up, and was kind of realising, wow, Scotland could potentially win here. But half my friends who we were with were English and half of us were Scottish, so it was a real great rivalry going on with like laughing and shouting in each other's face when each team scored. And as the game went on, though, I started to feel a little bit more like, a bit shit. Yeah, and I was like, I was drinking a lot of beer, and I was like, maybe I'm just getting a little bit drunk. So I just kept drinking, and Scotland ended up winning 25-13, which was amazing. Yeah, it was an incredible game, and we were all like jumping, like stood up on top of the tables in the outside bit of the bar, and we're just like jumping up and down, and our English friends, some of them had like their heads in their hand, and their heads in their hands, and it was just a great atmosphere. It was amazing. Everyone was just super cheery, and then we're like, right, let's go. We'll regroup. We'll all go off different groups, get some like food, and we'll regroup, and we'll go out somewhere. So after the game, we all left the pub, and me and my friend had got kind of caught up in a crowd of people just singing and chanting, and then we were like, oh wait, where are all our friends? Let's wait and see if we can see any of them. Yeah, and we'll go wherever they're going. So we turn around and we hear someone in the distance shout, Scotland, Scotland, and we're like, wait, that sounds like Matt's voice. So we started walking towards the chanting. Sure enough, it was our pals. So we went to join in with the chant. My friend Cameron did successfully. And on the first Scott, I shit myself again, but far more violently than the first one.
Oh God!
This was Was that
diarrhea?
Bear in mind, I was pretty drunk at this point. And I when I was sober in the morning, I didn't necessarily know how to react to it that properly. So the plan was, everyone was like, right, we're gonna go Subway, to get some food, and I was like, okay, yeah. If we could get there in a hurry, that would be great for me. Because I've just shit myself.
You shot yourself.
My friend Cammy did. I can't remember if the other two guys did. I can't remember if I said anything. I think said to Cammy, I've shit myself.
Oh my god.
And he laughed. I don't necessarily know if he believed me or not or what.
Yeah.
So we got to Subway in the end, totally like filled with drunk people and really busy because Scotland had just beat England. So town was very busy, as it would have been anyway. And so I just walked straight past everyone queuing and went to the bathroom. So I get to the bathroom. There's no toilet roll in any of the bathrooms. Literally none.
Oh my
That is like a
God.
nightmare.
It was, yeah. I was like, fuck, like...
What am I gonna do?
Yeah. There was the like bin in the bathroom was overflowing with stuff. And there was a little bit of toilet roll on top of the lid.
And you were like desperate measures.
It kind of been scrumpled up. I don't know what it was used for. But
Ew! Sorry.
what else was I going to do?
Yeah.
So,
Use your dirty underwear and then put them in the bin.
yeah,
like,
if
that-
anything, recycling. I was ahead of my time.
That's disgusting.
Wait, can I just ask one quick question?
Yeah, of course you can.
What did you do with the pants? Like when you cleaned them, were they wet and then you put them back on?
You're Scotland. Brodie.
No, I didn't put the original Scotland pair back on. I put on a different, I think, tartan pair.
Wait, so did you have a pair with you? Did you
No,
borrow from your
sorry.
friend?
Sorry, no. I put the six. So once I'd cleaned, when I was in Subway, the ones I cleaned in Subway, I put back on.
No, but the one previous, like when you first shot yourself.
I think I left them on the floor of my room after having cleaned them as much as I could.
Fair. So you had clean underwear at this point before you shot yourself the second time?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, did he walk around with a wet bum? Like cleaned up the first pants, walking around with uncomfortable wet bum, and then shit yourself again?
No, it was dry, but it didn't take long to get wet again. And then and then so after that, I went back to my friend's flat after we'd eaten, and I kind of cleaned myself up. And there's a flat full of guys, girls, all gearing up to go out. Everyone's doing the classic, just like chatting away, drinking, and I was kind of laid up on the floor with, I think, like a 4-pack of like dark fruits or something, just like getting through them, and I was just feeling progressively worse. And I was like, I'm probably gonna need to make a sensible decision soon, or I'm gonna shit myself again, in a nightclub, like, or like on the way, or like in front of loads of people. So I ended up just taking myself home, and it turned out, so I was ill for like a week or two after that. I had like really bad food poisoning, probably from, I think, the prawn cocktail that my now ex had made me.
Damn, you got poisoned.
yeah, so I had like, explosive...
She broke up with me right after that.
like explosive shits for a while after that, and I was like, oh...
That's so,
that's
so funny.
Food poisoning, but I was drinking a shit ton. And the adrenaline of Scotland winning.
Yeah.
It was a really good time in my life in terms of Scottish rugby results. It was really, it was incredible. It was the first time we'd beat them in ages.
Maybe you should shit yourself more into Scottish underwear.
Yeah, I've learned that. We're on a bit of a mean streak right now in terms of like, I don't have to shit myself for them to win, which is quite good.
Success.
Yeah, and that's my poop story. I've shit myself one other time, but it was just, again, crossing a threshold. I don't know if maybe that's some kind of omen. To go and shower. I was on my way to shower. I was like, oh, shit myself, but it's all right.
I'm on the way to shower anyway.
Yeah. I guess I shit myself when I was a baby.
Brodie.
My dad was looking after me once, forgot to put a nappy on me, and I was wearing tights, keep me cozy, and apparently I was walking around like squelching in shit that had just gone right down to my foot. He was in charge of me for like a day. Mum came home and was like, what the fuck?
Why is the house covered in shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
walking around with
God.
shit shoes.
I tried. Don't know why the diaper keeps leaking. There's no fucking diaper.
Oh man, honestly,
That's
like
funny.
that's...
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that just reminded me of this time when I worked in a nursery, and there was a 5-year-old boy who was going into school who shat himself. And I was like, what's it called? Like staff worker? No, not staff. What's it called?
Helper or something?
Like a bank staff. So it's like I didn't work there. I just came whenever they needed me.
Yeah.
And I did not know this little boy, and they literally just handed him over to me, and he had so much shit in his pants. And I literally was like, I'm going to throw up. I'm literally going to throw up. Because I was not prepared for that.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could tell he was embarrassed because he didn't fucking know me.
Yeah.
Like, that's so awful of them to have handed them over to a stranger like that. And I literally was like, this is a test. This is chocolate. I literally had to repeat that to myself. I was like,
Over and over.
this is just a test. They're testing you. It's only chocolate. Don't
No.
worry. Otherwise, I would have literally thrown up on this boy, and then he would have had shit and sick on him.
Oh my God, that's so...
Oh my God,
I
imagine.
never worked at that nursery again. I was like, never fucking
that's
send me there
horrific.
again. Literally.
Yeah.
And then it turned out they were like the worst rated nursery.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom's got like, in our family, we've got like we don't really do nurseries. Like, it's like your kids are watched by your family. Like, that's like what, like going to nursery is like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why can't you
Look
ask them?
after your
Yeah,
child.
like why didn't you ask your sister or someone like that? But like, we also have a rule in my family, like not necessarily me, but that you don't send your kids to nursery unless they're potty trained. Like, that's like Issa, as just one of my nieces, have just started like potentially starting nursery soon, and she's been fully potty trained for like 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, she was like a year and a half, and she was like, I want to use the potty, and she potty trained herself, which is nuts.
Boom.
Yeah. So,
Dedication.
My
But
mom
yeah.
said that me and my brother were like that. Like, literally, she was like, you couldn't do
Yeah.
anything, but you were asking for the toilet.
Yeah.
Like, that was like
yeah,
one of the first
it's
things.
girls. Like, even my sister's kid, like, as well, Anna, like, she literally potty trained herself as well.
Yeah.
Whereas like me potty training the boys was so funny. Like, Aldous, like, he was fine peeing in the toilet and everything, but he was like a secret pooper. And so like, while we were in the stages of putting him in underwear instead of like, all of a sudden I would see him in the corner like and I'd be like, are you pooping? And I'd be like, no, the bathroom's right there. And then like, I'd have to like, so many times I had to like scoop his poop out of his underwear. But it
Yeah.
doesn't, it's your kids, you don't really mind.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're just like, where Atticus was the opposite. He was like, he struggled with like not peeing the bed at night for ages, which it was just a hormone thing. Like, because like a lot of people don't know this, but this is very educational. If your kid is still peeing the bed at night, it is literally not by choice. It is a hormone that has to be released that tells your brain to hold your bladder all night, and they have to be old enough for this hormone to be in their body and be produced. So disciplining your kids for peeing the bed is traumatizing, and they literally can't help it.
Counterproductive. Yes.
Yeah, just because it's something that can come back later in their life if they get stressed, because you've made it the stress factor.
That's
So
so
it's like,
sad.
if you discipline your kid for like wetting the bed at night when they literally physically cannot help it. So it's like with Atticus, he didn't want to pee the bed, didn't want to have to wear a nappy, but he couldn't help it, like, you know. And all we had to do was wait 1 year until he was like 5.5, and then it just stopped. And he was like so proud. But I just explained to him, I was like, look, you're just not old enough, your body hasn't produced this hormone, it's okay, not a big deal, we just put a nappy on. Like, yeah. And he was at school, but luckily, and again, it just stopped naturally, and it's just not a thing. So
Yeah.
don't make it a thing, guys, future parents or parents.
Yeah, no, I've heard so many people like proper like beating their kids
Yeah.
for peeing the bed and stuff, and I was
Yeah.
like, well,
That's
never. Yeah, you're never
yeah.
gonna like discipline, or you're never
Even
gonna
just
have a positive
shouting,
result
yeah.
with negativity.
Yeah.
So, literally stop. Like, if anyone beats their child, don't fucking do that.
Yeah, it's actually
Literally,
illegal.
like do your research. It doesn't help. It's not
Yeah.
gonna benefit your child whatsoever. So,
No.
because I have so many kids and I know all the information.
Brodie's gone red.
I was just imagining someone doing like a really shit person that beats their kid doing research and be like, oh,
I'm wrong.
sorry.
Sorry for that.
My bad.
Fuck.
No, but it's
Yeah.
all about education, isn't
Yeah,
it?
right,
Because
yeah, right.
No,
if you
it's
grew
true.
up being beaten, you either think, I'm never going to do that to my child, or you're
it
going to
worked
think,
on me.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
it worked on me. Because my dad, he said that he got beaten badly when he was a child, like all the time. He grew up in a boarding school, and he said, like, yeah, with a proper belt, like really bad.
Yeah.
And then literally he said that he vowed that when he has kids, he would never hurt them.
Yeah.
And literally he never did. The only,
That's cool.
the worst that it got was one time he threatened me with a belt. And it wasn't just me, it was me and my brother.
Yeah.
Like, because we were both being rascals. And he was like, he just showed it to us. We were like, wear goody two shoes.
Never
I do
again.
whatever you want.
Yeah. No, it's so true.
Like running.
Like, even with my mom, like, again, she dropped out of school when she was in 8th grade, which is like just like junior high, so that's like middle school. Like, so again, like, she had been beat her whole life because that's how they disciplined, and then she never was properly educated, and then she thought, I'm okay, like, you know, then I'm going to do this to my kids because it worked for me and I'm okay. And then so it's like I can never properly be angry with her. Obviously, I know that I have trauma from it, but I know that that trauma like came from uneducation and stuff like that, like an uneducated person doing their best, like, or thinking they're doing their best. So very interesting.
Yeah.
But now you know a wee bit about peeing your pants at night.
Yeah, no, I think that's super interesting. Like, I had no idea it was like a hormonal thing.
Yeah,
You know?
so like when people drink, my idea is that like when people drink, and some people wet the bed when they drink, like adults and stuff, is that it obviously must suppress that hormone that says hold your bladder at night. And yeah, so it must do that. And then that's why you pee the bed. Like some people pee the bed every time they drink. So it's just very interesting.
True that.
True that. I've got a story, Brodie.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this.
I know, I'm a wee bit
story.
nervous because I've never told anyone but Maggie because I didn't remember it. I think I like blocked it out of my brain because I was so embarrassed and like I didn't tell anyone about it. And I literally forgot until we were talking about the podcast, talking about different stories we were going to do. It took me like 2 months to even remember after racking my brain for stories. And I literally came over to your house and I was like, Maggie, I literally just remembered something. And I was like, you can't tell anyone. So I've shit myself one time. One time in my whole life. I never, even when I was younger, my mom said I only wet the bed one time in my life. I've always been like very, like even when I was potty training, like I never wet the bed but one time. Like, so it was in the beginning stages of my single life, kind of one of the small stages of me being single. And I had just started dating this guy. And it was very new. Like this was like our second date or something, or third, like barely knew the person. And I had my own house, not house, like flat. No, stop, you're laughing so much.
Like cry laughing already.
I know.
I'm trying to hold it in.
I'm so embarrassed.
Because this is pretty soon before we met, I guess, ish.
Kind of. I'm not gonna say too much because I feel like the person will know, and they don't know that it happened.
Oh wow. The poopy butt.
So I invited this person over to watch this TV show that we both enjoyed. I'm not even going to say the TV show because I don't even want you to know time frames. And we both enjoyed this TV show, so we were like, oh, we'll watch the new episode together. He'll come over and we'll just like have like a wee night in. So my house that I lived in at the time was really like awkwardly built. Like it was a semi-attached house, but it was obviously one house to begin with. And so the bathroom was like right next to the living room. Like the door was like right next to it. So it was like where we were watching TV, that's the only bathroom in the house. And at this point in my life, I wasn't really comfortable. Like I've always been a wee bit awkward, kind of pooping in front of people, or like I'd never in a relationship ever. You're the first person that I ever have been in a relationship with where I can even talk outside the door while I'm pooping, and I still get weird about it. I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, it
is my quiet time. This is my time. Like I do my thing and then I get the fuck out. Like I don't spend 20 minutes in there like some people. But, so I was already like, I didn't really know this person that well. I had already had this like awkwardness about like peeing and pooping and stuff like that in front of people. And yeah, I could feel my stomach. Like as soon as we sat down, it just felt really bubbly and like horrible. And I was just like, what is going on? And I was like, I am going to shit myself. Like I'm actually going to, like we had just sat down and like the start of the TV show, like intro was coming on. And it was quite a long intro. And so I was like, what am I going to do? Like to the point I was sweating. I was like sweating so bad. So I was like, I'm just going to run upstairs and just, because there was a half bathroom upstairs that just had a bathtub.
Oh no.
Wait, that just had a bathtub and a sink. And I was up there and I was literally panicking. I'm like, I'm going to fucking shit myself. And I'm like, I cannot poop in that bathroom because he's gonna hear me and then he's gonna smell it the whole fucking time we would watch TV. Like I couldn't poop in there, like I couldn't do it. And so I ran upstairs and I was like literally sweating and I was like, I don't know what to do. And I kept my like plastic bags underneath the sink. I kept them underneath there, and so I fucking shit in a bag. Because I didn't want to poop in the sink or the bathtub and have to clean it up. So
yeah, no.
like, I shit in a bag. Look, I'm going so red. I shit in a bag. Imagine me just pooping in a bag.
Were you holding both handles as you
Like
were?
as if you're about to sit inside
Yeah.
it.
So I shit in a bag and I triple the bag up with other bags and I tie it up and I hide it in the sink. And then I just go back down because there was toilet paper up there, luckily, because that's where I kept all my toilet paper. Yeah, and I just went back downstairs as if nothing had happened.
Did you just leave the bag in the bathroom, like all like wrapped up and ready?
I put it in the closet, like so it was even further away from the place that it had gone because that's how embarrassed I was. And I put it in the closet it was a 2-bedroom, and I put it in the other bedroom, like in the closet behind something, like, you know, really properly hiding the evidence because I was like, what the fuck did I just do? I just shit in a bag because I'm too embarrassed to poop in front of someone.
My God.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. That's fucking tip 101. Like shit in a bag.
Shit
Make
in a
sure
bag.
the bag doesn't have holes.
And then I just tripled it
Yeah.
up, and then I put it in the bin the next day.
The next day.
They slept over.
Oh my God.
They slept over. I would have just sent them home. I'd be like, okay, episode's over, bye.
Yeah, I've
I
shit
have
in
to
a bag
go.
upstairs. I
No.
really need to deal with it.
No.
I feel like I've weirdly heard you tell this
No,
story
I've
before
never-
because I'm
I've
getting
never heard
serious
this.
deja vu.
No, I've never.
Deja vu.
Deja
I really am.
Yeah, so I've shit
know.
myself once, but I techcally shit
You
myself
didn't
in
shit
a bag.
Yeah. No, you shat in a bag. You didn't shit yourself.
Yeah, that's a whole separate genre of stories.
But honestly, I did not remember it for ages because I was so embarrassed that had happened that I
blocked
deleted
it out.
it from my brain. I was like, I will never think or tell anyone about this. And now I'm fucking telling loads of people.
The whole world.
Yeah.
I
So
love
if
it.
you need to shit, guys, shit in a fucking bag. Don't
Just in
shit in the
case.
sink. I didn't want to like shove it down. Like that's
Wait,
worse.
that's called waffle stomping.
Yeah, that's
We learned that recently. So our friend Matt
Down
was
the
over,
shower.
You poo in the
and
shower.
I was like basically, I think I was like reading some sort of confessions or something, and basically this person was saying that their mum shits in the shower. And she leaves it. Like, she literally doesn't give a shit.
She gives a shit, but she
She
doesn't give a
literally
shit.
shits in the shower and just leaves it.
Why would you do that though?
And then the children have to deal with that.
I feel like that's there's something wrong, obviously, with the
Yeah.
mum.
Yeah,
Surely.
no, she just said it's a really freeing experience.
Letting someone else deal with your shit.
yeah, that's like
I don't know.
that's
know.
ultimate
person's-
disrespect. I feel
Yeah,
like if
it's
you shit in
disgusting.
my shower, I'm gonna probably stab you.
Especially when people, yeah.
If you shit in my shower and leave it, like I will fucking drown you in your poop water, like
Ew,
or something.
that's
Like
just so
that's
disgusting.
ultimate disrespect. Like
Yeah,
is
you
so
can't
weird.
get clean
I
in a
shit in a
place
bag in my
covered
own house, okay? So that's how disrespectful I would feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then apparently when you're trying to get rid of the poo and you're like
No.
trying to wash it down the drain, that's called waffle stomping.
Makes sense, I guess.
But why? They're not waffles.
But
It would look like that
makes
going
it
through
like
the
going through the
plug
drain,
hole.
like an old school drain.
Okay, because yeah, my drain is like a square thing
Yeah.
that has like it's like a button. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is
Do you
it
know what I mean?
harder for you to
Modern
stamp
and
shit
more-
down?
You would not be able to get shit down that
That's what I
drain.
mean.
No.
It's too tight.
It's too tight.
I have a story
she said.
when Melanie was over this one time, and we drank like loads of coffee, and she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and take a shower," as you do, and I think you stayed over the night or
I
something
love
like
showering
that.
by her house though.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
love
know
it too.
why.
I'm like, use all these different products. Like it just
Yeah.
makes me feel really good that I get to share that with someone. And so Melanie was in the shower, and I was like, I want to let her have a lovely experience, take her time. As I'm sitting by the window, and I'm like, fuck, I really need a shit, like so bad that I literally started like shaking my legs. I
Yeah,
was like,
that's what I was like.
hyperventilating, and I was like, I really don't want to like scream, but I'm literally about to shit myself.
Yeah.
And we have a cat, so I was like, I'm gonna need to shit in the cat's toilet now. Like, literally, I was so goddamn close to shitting in my
Yeah.
cat's toilet.
Meanwhile,
And then-
That'd be
I'm
so
out
funny.
of the shower, taking my time drying every inch of my body. Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Just not having a care in the world.
And I think I was on my last 10 seconds before, the countdown.
Yeah.
10, 9, you're gonna shit
She's
yourself.
solving a problem.
8. And the countdown was going in my head, and I was like, I can no longer hold this. And I was
Yeah.
like, Melanie,
Yeah.
knocking on the door, like I'm literally like almost crying,
Yeah.
like, Melanie, please.
And I just like I'm already in the shower, been out of the shower for ages. And then I was like, yeah, why did you fucking knock on the door? I was like, yeah.
And I was
you
like
sprinted in, and I could not stop laughing.
And then I managed to get
Yeah.
to the toilet. Yeah, that was
Good
actually
job.
I've had so many moments where I've almost shat myself. I didn't properly, but I've been like, the countdown is happening in my head.
The one
Mm-hmm.
when you're on holiday is a good one.
Yeah, so again, that's so we were in Southeast Asia. We were traveling from Cambodia to Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to get a bus from Cambodia to Vietnam. And the previous night before that, okay, wait, I'll back up a little bit. When we were in Cambodia, we were kind of like, we were in the capital city, and we quickly realized that the street food wasn't great, because like in Thailand, all the street food was really nice and you didn't feel like you were going to get food poisoning.
Yeah.
But in Cambodia, it just like looked, the streets were so dirty, so you were always like fucking paranoid. I was paranoid to get food poisoning. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'd rather eat fucking noodles than eat their street food. So we basically go to the supermarket and we see this like really good deal for these noodles. So we buy this massive pack of noodles, and there was 4 of us. So we get back to our apartment and we were like, yeah, we got our visa to go to Vietnam, because that's what you had to like apply for a visa while you were there. So we basically get our noodles, and then I realized that I can't read what it says on the front, but I can see that they're like black. It's got black packaging and it has like chili oil in it. And my brother was making them, and I say to him, look, not everybody likes spicy food, so can you like go easy on the spice? And he was like, I'm cooking, so it's like my kitchen, my rules type
Yeah.
thing. And I was like, oh,
That's just not very nice.
yeah, I was like, okay, fine, whatever, because
Yeah.
couldn't be fucked arguing.
Gordon
So-
Ramsay.
Yeah, all right,
Put
hun.
some fucking boiling water
on-
on some noodles.
I know, what the fuck? Literally.
My kitchen, my rules.
Yeah.
Sweating.
Literally, it was like little packets. Anyway, so we eat our noodles, and from the first bite, my mouth was on fire. And then I look around, and everyone is like almost crying. Like, it's so hot that literally my friend ran to the sink, started like putting her mouth underwater, like running it underwater. My brother was like screaming as well in pain. Because it was painful. It was awful. And I was literally like, what the fuck do I do? And then, you know, Selby, he was just sitting there challenging himself to eat it.
Selby's like
Selby
that,
does
though.
not waste food. He was like, I don't care how hot this is. I'm going to nail this.
No.
So he's challenging himself. Then the friend, the one that was running her mouth under the water, she started putting baby powder on her face. She didn't know what to do.
Oh no.
Yeah, like it was bad.
In her
And-
mouth.
Yeah, choke on it. At that point, you were desperate. Like, you had to
Yeah.
do something.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that ordeal kind of ends. And then in the morning, my stomach does not feel good, like, at all.
How many did you just had that one bite that you'd had?
I had like maybe a couple bites, but
Yeah.
you know how it takes like maybe 10 seconds before the
Yeah.
heat starts to hit you?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
only had like, just not that much food.
Yeah.
And yeah, it fucking
Boom.
affected me. The next day I wake up and I explode like in the toilet. Fucking biggest shit ever. And it stinks bad. So you can tell something's really wrong with my
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah, when your shit stinks,
It's
you gotta
wrong.
watch out. Yeah.
And, like,
Normally mine smells
I'm-
great. I don't know about you. but-
It smells of butterflies and rainbows. If you know what that smells like. Anyway, so basically we're on the bus and I'm not feeling great. But because I'm sitting down, my ass cheeks are nicely squished together, so I don't have to worry about the pain in my stomach.
It's plugged up there.
Yeah. And we're literally, traveling from Cambodia to Vietnam. And we get to Vietnam and we had an Airbnb booked. And literally we get off the bus and I was like, I'm going to shit myself. Because I stood up after that trip and I was like, I'm literally gonna fucking explode right now.
The struggle is real.
So because I had a previous experience of almost shitting myself, I knew that if I run, my body will be in fight or flight. And it basically shuts down all the systems of needing to pee, poo, stuff like that, because you're in flight or fight.
Yeah.
So I was in flight. I was like, I'm going to fucking sprint and I know I'm not going to shit myself because I'm sprinting.
Yeah.
So
running in circles.
No, I sprinted from the bus stop to the fucking place, like to the Airbnb. I just had like the map and I was fucking bolting for it. So I get to the entrance. It was this beautiful building. I get to the entrance and I sit down because I'm like, I know I'm not going to shit myself.
If I sit down, yeah.
So I knew that all we had to do was wait for the Airbnb guy and then just get into the flat. So he's fucking taking his time. Anyway, he arrives. We're in the lift and I'm thinking, as soon as he opens that door, I'm fucking finding the toilet. So he opens the door. He barely manages to even open it. I push through, push him out the way, run in, get in the toilet, explode in the toilet.
What feeling?
And then I literally was like, I'm not coming out until this guy's gone.
Yeah.
Because I knew that my friends would be able to, they would have to deal with the smell. He didn't have to. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Hid in the poopy toilet.
He's giving them the tour.
Yeah. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. You don't want to be here.
Nice to meet you. Get the fuck out.
Literally. And then he got out and everyone was like, whoa, what the fuck, Maggie? And then basically, I think I burnt my gut with those noodles. I couldn't eat anything for like 3 days. I literally, I had to only eat rice. And I was like in bed with just the worst pains in my stomach. And then the next day, everybody was eating burgers from this place called Carl Jr. It's like, you find it in America, I think, and also in Russia. So I was like, really, really happy to have found that place, but I couldn't eat. So I cried when everyone was eating their burger. I was like crying at the table because I was so frustrated that my brother ruined my stomach when I told him
and then
not
he's
to.
fine, and then like everyone else is fine, but you literally you tried to save everyone, and you almost shit yourself, and you had to sprint, and you like all these different things.
And then so we come back to the UK, and months pass by. And then I randomly see on like YouTube this Asian girl challenging herself to eat the spiciest noodles in the world. And guess what? It was them.
Really?
Yeah. Spiciest fucking noodles. That's why they were a black packet.
Oh my God.
And they were like, there was like a warning sign on them and everything. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's really funny. The
It
person
almost
who was
killed
like
you.
checking you out was probably like, oh, wow, these.
Yeah,
They
were
either
like
have
those...
no idea what they're doing or they're about to do some challenge.
They're about to die.
Yeah.
I think that's why they were quite cheap as well. Because
nobody buys them.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? You only needed like one drop.
Like a novelty.
Literally one drop would have been enough for like everyone's meal. And it would have been a nice little kick rather than fucking destroying my body from eating that.
Oh my God.
I was picturing you a bit like Daniel Craig in Skyfall, running to the Airbnb over rooftops and like sliding over things.
That's how it felt. Like there was nobody could be in my way. I would have pushed anybody.
Yeah.
Literally that guy, like poor guy, because I literally was like, get the fuck out my way.
Move, bitch.
Yeah. It was like if you've seen White Chicks and the guy's lactose intolerant. Yeah, and he's like, move, bitch. And he gets in the toilet.
Love you.
And starts like he like puts up his legs on both sides and then like explodes in the toilet. It's so funny. That was me. That was literally me.
My God,
that's so funny.
So yeah, I've had my fair share of almost shitting myself.
Never been right ever since.
Yeah, I think I fucked my gut since.
That's so funny.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that was great. No, your story is fantastic though.
So I haven't shit myself before.
I should just shat in a bag.
Just shat in a bag. You ever shat in a bag before? Well, let me tell you about this. Poop.
Good God.
Poop. Thank you for sharing your poop stories. I think it takes a lot of guts to tell something like that.
No, it did. I got proper like nervous before because like it's just again I need to get over this like weirdness about. Like I just like my own private space when I'm peeing and pooping.
It's not
even
weird
peeing, like
to not want to poop in front of people.
Yeah, I don't mind peeing
weird.
in front of people, like, but also I would if I had a choice, I would choose not to. Like
I totally pee in front of you.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I
don't,
just like
it's
leave my
different.
door open.
It's different. Like with you, like I don't know. It's like I wouldn't mind if my sister or my like family member or best friend did it. Obviously you as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, but when people like who I don't really know really well and we go to the bathroom and then they try to talk to me while I'm using the bathroom, it really annoys me because I have to concentrate. I'm like
I'm getting stage fright.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
You have to suck it back up for a second when it's dark.
1 second. And then like really insecure about my bladder flow.
Really?
Let go.
Shall we
shall.
read some stories?
Yeah.
Right, let me go on to the app. I thought this is a really, really short one. It's a confession, and I just read it, and I just thought it would be funny to read it to you guys. It's very short. Is this weird? I like to record myself naked in my house doing everyday things, like showering, working out, watching TV. Then I watch the videos later. It's almost like I'm spying on myself.
Is that kind of like a gateway thing to stalking someone or like filming?
Herself?
Stalking yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that? Yeah, because if you did that to someone else, that would be really weird. If you did it to
Yeah.
yourself, I guess it's not weird. It's just a bit like, why? I guess why do you like that? Do you like it
They
because
feel like they're spying on themselves.
Do
Maybe
they
they
like the feeling
want
of-
a stalker
Yeah, is that what
or
they're?
a spy.
I guess.
You know, you can like pay people to kidnap you. Like,
Oh, I've heard
sorry,
that.
yeah.
Apparently, it's become really common for people on dating apps
Yeah.
to tell somebody my back door or like my front door is open at this time. Come in and rape me. That's what they say. And then, so they're like, oh, I'll be in my bedroom. Like, this is where my bedroom's located, blah, blah, blah. And then so there's like a podcast called Other People's Lives.
Yeah.
And there was an entire episode on this girl who has rape fantasies. And that's exactly what she does. She goes on
would love
apps.
to speak to people like
But
that.
that. Yeah, just
Wasn't
I
sure what you
want
were
to
gonna say.
let's like dive into your childhood. Let's get you on the podcast.
Like,
let's
yeah,
talk
why
about
do you want to be...
Yeah, I'm
she has,
just
like,
super intrigued. Yeah. Cuz
Fair.
that must be like imagine that has to be like a whole secret life that you have to hide because that's proper taboo. Like to have like a rape fantasy. Like yeah. That's like you wouldn't be able to really talk about that with anyone. And I mean I guess you could if you wanted to be open about your kinks and stuff, but
Yeah,
Wow.
and literally
Yeah.
inviting strangers that you've never ever met before
I'm
to
gonna
come.
message you, Brodie. The door's
Oh no.
And you're like,
Yeah, I know. I have a key if it was locked. Why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
Babe, you should really lock the door. That's really dangerous.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very good at role playing that. I don't think.
No, oh my God, stop. That actually made my stomach hurt.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'd be like, hey, I love you so much. The door's open.
I've locked it because I
Fine.
wanted to protect us.
I'm going to sleep on the couch. I'm going to...
yeah. And respectively, make you dinner and sleep on the couch.
Oh, that's cute. Thanks, Brodie.
You're welcome.
Could
you do that for me tonight?
That was, yes. Me sleep on the couch? Fuck
Yes.
no. So,
You're great.
yeah, I just thought that one was really interesting. Little wee confession from someone.
Yeah.
Maybe she just fancies herself. Maybe she's like, damn, I look so good.
I know,
naked."
that's why I'm really intrigued. Like, what would I like? It makes me want to be like, I'm gonna cook naked and film myself. What does it look like? I feel like I'd be like, ugh. Like, do you know, like bending over weird and being like,
But, like,
I don't know.
imagine heating
Weird
like
squat.
oil in a
My
pan.
nipple.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh, fuck, like oil
God,
just spitting at you. Fucking fuck.
Why did I make popcorn? I was like,
Yeah. I made popcorn recently, and I took the lid off to I can't remember why I took the lid off I was getting rid of there's some burnt bits at the bottom because I overfilled it, so I was tipping out some of the bits, and then I forgot to put the lid back on, and when I put it back down, and it just started just shooting all over the kitchen, like
Oh my
hitting me in the
God.
face and
Oh
stuff.
my
And I was
God.
too busy like laughing and in like shock at the first bit to realize what I could do to stop it. So it was just popping everywhere, like firing,
Oh my
hitting the roof and
God.
stuff. And then I eventually got the thing back on, but I was killing myself laughing. It's a
That's
really
so
funny situation where it's just yeah,
I've got this story for you, Brodie.
cool. I'm excited to read it. A closeted man pays me to pretend to be his girlfriend at family gatherings. I fell in love with him like an idiot. Oh,
That's the title.
cool. That's the title, yeah. A man I met casually at a club approached me 2 years ago with a really bizarre request. Whether or not I would mind posing as his girlfriend at a family function he had to attend the next day. Fair enough. Okay. I thought that it was a really weird pickup line and an excuse to squeeze a date out of me, but he mentioned the amount he was willing to pay. He was also really hot. He even told me I could bring a friend to the party itself or have the friend tail us to make sure he wasn't planning anything against me.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice of him. Seems he comes from an extremely strict Catholic family, and the fact that he's gay will basically cancel him forever.
Oh.
He was 22 when this all started. I was 24. Well, fast forward 2 years, and I've been to all his family gatherings, even a funeral and a wedding. His family is wonderful to me and treat me like one of them. I lie to all of them and say I have no social media, so can't add any of them. I've made up a whole background story of religious piety that lines up with their values, per the guy's instructions. Only his younger sister knows about the truth because she saw me out on a date with another guy by coincidence and told the guy who's paying me. Oh my God. She's super loyal to her brother though, and he explained the situation to her. I've been falling for him though. I know he's gay, so nothing can even come of it. And this can't last forever. I still have my normal appetites and I have to go see other men, but I see my boyfriend's face when I'm intimate with other men. Oh my God.
That's so sad.
Meanwhile, I know he continues to see other men himself, and it murders me to know he doesn't love me the way I've been loving him. I know he'd be sorry if I confessed my feelings, but he's not heterosexual, so of course there's nothing to be done. Our planned contingency, if I ever met another man and got serious and had to drop the charade I've been maintaining with my boss, is that I just disappear and he come up with a cover story to write me out of his life. But at the same time, to sweeten the deal of me not saying anything, he says he'll give me a large payment for a goodbye. I don't care for the money anymore, honestly. I spend time with him because I'm head over heels. I didn't plan for this to happen, and I know I'm wasting my prime loving him, but I can't stop myself from feeling what I'm feeling. I don't know how or why this happened. It just did, and now my life is a mess. I'm free at any time to choose another guy to go with or stop our arrangement, but I keep getting deeper and deeper. At night, I masturbate thinking of him. It's that bad. Just needed to share my pain. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my goodness me.
The things people are going through, like, it just,
nuts.
it's crazy.
That is so nuts.
For some reason, I just had
It all
goosebumps like the
started
whole
from
time.
that one club trip.
Yeah. Someone
I
commented
wonder
saying,
how much he pays.
this almost sounds like the premise of a mid-90s sitcom. It would make a really good movie or
Yeah.
sitcom. That is crazy. That does seem like something, like a funny film.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's insane.
Wow. Hats off to you for helping him out in that way. And then falling in love with him, I guess.
Such
That's
a shame
mad
his
that
family doesn't accept him.
she's been to funerals.
Yeah, weddings.
Weddings.
She's in pictures, surely loads of pictures. They probably have a picture of her up in their house with him. Like yeah, she loves the family.
Just
Damn.
living a lie because
They might as well just get fake married.
that's
No, obviously
nuts
she
that
loves
his
him.
family
Yeah.
wouldn't.
That's what makes it.
Sad.
Yeah, you forget that, like, because that sucks for him, like, knowing his family
Yeah.
don't actually accept him.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't fully know because he's not told them, but he knows from being around them, I guess.
No,
That
they're super
sucks.
religious. Yeah.
That fucking sucks, just being born into a religious family that isn't. Because not all are like that.
Yeah. And just
But-
loving them, even though you know that they don't love you fully because they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still loving them and making that choice to, like, be like, I'm going to choose my family's, like, being around my family than just being myself around my family. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so
That's
sad.
What a
He's-
shame.
He's made a friend,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
Gosh,
more than
yeah,
a friend.
well,
She's in
she-
love with them.
She doesn't wanna.
She wants to be more than friends.
Yeah. Damn.
Oof.
Every guy she has sex with, she thinks about, oh my God, that's so deep. Girl, you're too deep. You need to get out.
Yeah,
Get
you
out,
should-
get out. You need to stop talking to him, stop talking to his family, get that payout, or just keep it along because you can save up some more money. And then
Yeah, I was gonna
Deeper,
say.
she's just
Go
going to
on.
go deeper and deeper.
I know, like, you need to get out.
She just needs a fresh start. I think she literally needs to move to a new place where she
Yeah.
wouldn't be seeing this person, and then take all
Just
that fucking
move.
money. Take that money you
Take
earned.
that payout.
Yeah, and then literally get yourself an apartment in a new place, meet new people, have a new environment, and I'm sure that this will pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can't just stay in love with someone when it's, do you know what I mean? Because they don't have like physical touch and contact. Surely they're not like sleeping together and things.
Maybe they hold hands at events. Oh wow, would you think they'd stay in the same room if they were over at parents
so
or something, maybe.
But I'm just meaning like they're not having sex and things like that. So I don't know.
No,
I just
they
think,
won't be.
Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean. So
but
it's
they'll
kind of like
kiss and surely. I don't know if they're really religious. Sometimes like affection in some families is like frowned upon if you do.
Yeah.
So it might be like in that sense like that way, but like she'll just be like reveling in family events so that he can cuddle her or like. Do you know what I mean? That's so sad.
That is very sad.
Your life is a lie.
And you know it.
Yeah.
Hang in there, girl. It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a real
Get
shame.
get out. Move somewhere. Have a new fart.
Have
a new fart. Have a new fresh start. That's what I wanted to say.
Full circle back
That's
to the
nuts.
shit yourself stories.
Yeah.
Always.
Another wee confession.
I shit in a bag once. Yeah, that's not what it says.
Shut up. That's mine. Next one.
I helped my dad hide his affairs and enabled his infidelity in exchange for monetary benefits. When my mum found out, I laughed at her. Oh my God, this is going to be a savage story. I'm a 28-year-old woman. My mum is a textbook WASP mum. What does that mean? WASP.
Let's Google it.
No, I think
we
it
need
must
to
be like a
know.
really proper. I don't
soccer.
know.
The only thing I'm thinking of is soccer mum, but why wouldn't it just say that? WASP mum.
Maybe like really disciplined,
And it's in
very
caps.
strict. Because if
Strict parent, yeah.
I'm gonna try and take that from the title, she doesn't like her mum very much.
White Anglo
Saxon
Saxon Protestant. Wait, Protestant.
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 No, Protestant.
Protestant.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Fuck. I obviously know nothing about religions. White Anglo. Okay. She's a WASP. All right, there you go.
She's
Now
a
we
WASP.
know.
She's
Okay.
super religious then, right?
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant mum. She's never worked a day in her life. She thinks the universe revolves around her and that everyone should cater to her needs. While growing up, she constantly made snide remarks about my weight. She dismissed my hopes and dreams for the future by openly making fun of them. Oh, she sucks. Okay, I get why you laughed.
Yeah.
She has a lot of internalized misogyny and would go on and on about how I needed to be pretty to land a rich husband. The only reason my self-esteem wasn't destroyed was because I was close to my aunt, my mum's sister. She's a wonderful woman and became the strong female role model that my mother should have been. She indulged my hobbies, such as comic books and martial arts, that mum didn't approve of, and actually listened patiently when I needed to talk. Unlike my mum, who made every single conversation about herself. My dad wasn't abusive to me, but he wasn't really there for me either. He took a special interest in my brother, and the two of them did things together and never invited me along.
Aww.
My aunt and uncle, her husband, and my cousins were my real family who loved me. Now on to the cheating. I'm the one who walked in on my dad in bed with his secretary. I was 17. It was on a weekend. I was supposed to be at a friend's house, but for some reason I came home early. I could hear noises coming from the master bedroom. I know
Ew.
my mum's voice, and this wasn't her. I
Sorry.
didn't want to walk in, so I just called out to my dad. Suddenly it was all quiet, and a few minutes later, my dad came out and tried to tell me that he was watching TV. I told him I knew he had someone in there and went into my room. I honestly didn't feel anything and decided I could use this to my advantage. I struck a deal with my dad. He would pay for me to go to whichever college I wanted as long as I kept his secret. So I was able to attend business school against my mum's wishes. I even helped arrange a few of my dad's rendezvous with his ladies.
Really?
And he paid me handsomely for it. I would arrange for them to meet up at an apartment my dad kept for this specific purpose. His girlfriends usually had my number too, just so it would be easier to know when they could get together.
What?
Actually, I'm the one who suggested that my dad get a separate apartment for his hobby. The whole time I felt no guilt. I didn't owe this family anything after the way I'd been treated. I stopped being involved in it after I got my degree. I had already gone no contact with my mum after finishing high school. After college, I went very low contact with my dad and only spoke to my brother occasionally.
Oh my
Damn.
God.
About a week ago, one of my dad's exes told mum all about my dad's affair and also about how I had helped him. Mum became hysterical and actually travelled to the city where I lived to yell at me. I just laughed in her face about how her perfect life was nothing but a lie. She bawled for a while before I told her to get lost. My brother found out just 3 days ago and is mad at me too. But I don't really care. I don't think what I did was wrong. I just made the best out of a bad situation.
Oh my God.
Oh
Whoa.
my God.
Whoa.
That's so crazy.
That's fucking nuts. Oh my
It's like-
God.
She didn't exploit her dad though, and in my opinion, he exploited her. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he took advantage of his teenage daughter, like to get his own way and hide his shit instead of being like, I should come clean because this could potentially damage her. Do you know what I mean? But he was like, no, help me hide. No, you're gonna
But
be
she
feeling.
offered to help. I
No,
think
she like I don't know, but she is a teenager. You like that's like shit I did was a teenager. Like doesn't mean it was okay, that mindset or thinking. Like he okayed it and then was like, I'm gonna pay you even more if you help me even more. Like
She
he's-
was effectively her dad's pimp.
yeah.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Goes far as saying that.
Except they
Almost.
weren't making money, but yeah,
She was.
kind
She
of.
was the only one
yeah.
making money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
Yeah, she was pimping out her dad.
That's
Yeah, effectively. Yeah. That is so mad.
that's hilarious.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I feel very sad about that.
Yeah,
because,
that's a very
Yeah.
sad story.
like, I'm so close with my mom. I can't imagine ever,
Yeah.
like hating just even hating a family member that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not giving
Well,
a
yeah.
fuck.
If someone's,
Yeah, like,
someone's
literally-
being that much of a dick to you.
Yeah, like literally not
Yeah.
giving a fuck that much, and then like laughing in their face and being like, "This is what you deserve. What you
Yeah,
think your
that's
life
what I
was so
mean.
perfect." Like,
She must have been a horrible mom.
Imagine.
To like be able to be in that house knowing that your dad's doing this, knowing that you're doing all this behind her back. It must have, like, that sense of revenge must have felt.
It must have helped
So,
through-
yeah. Like,
through
you're
it
like, you
a
don't
little
even
bit.
fucking know, bitch. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Shout at me about business school. You don't even know why I'm fucking getting paid to do this. Like, yeah. You don't even know. It must have been like it must have been so easy to detach yourself once you left for like college and stuff because you would have had to be emotionally detached from all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would have because you can't be emotionally attached to your dad. Like and you can't have any respect for him. You lose all respect when you see someone doing like
Yeah.
that. And then knowing that your mom doesn't know and should probably have known, like you lose respect for her and obviously she was a bitch. So like yeah.
Yeah.
And then your brother is just she obviously had no relationship with her brother at all. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's
Fair,
insane.
fair play to you, in a
Yeah,
way.
I mean,
for
she got
withstanding shit.
Yeah, she didn't just like take the money and was like, I'm going out. Like she used it to go to the college she wanted. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking hats off to you. Like, well done.
She used
yeah,
it for
she
good.
followed her dream.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because her mum was obviously oppressing her and not allowing
Yeah.
her to do. Because it seemed she must have had interest in what we would conventionally consider boyish things. So like
Yeah.
martial arts and comic
Comic
books.
books, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously her mum wanted her to be like a girly girl.
Yeah.
And
Find
she
a
didn't
nice
follow
husband.
along. Yeah, like, yeah, I know all about that because that's what my family was like.
Yeah.
Literally growing up, they would be like, how pretty are you because you need to find a rich man. And literally when I was a child, I was like, I don't give a shit if my man is rich. I need to love this person because I'm
Yeah.
going to be with them for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
True that.
yeah.
And
But-
now you found yourself a rich man.
Oh, we're becoming rich together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
the journey to
it's
becoming
better-
millionaires.
Me and Selby have gone through so much fucking shit and literally being so broke, barely fucking making ends meet. So, you know, and then when you start to make a little bit of money, you're enjoying it together. And it's nice
Find
to
not find a rich man, find a man, get
Like-
rich.
find a man
Yeah,
that
that's
you
what-
love
that's what we're doing,
and grow
babe.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it in a fucking healthy way. Because if you find a man that's rich, that's what happened to my mum. She met my dad. My dad had loads of money. She got pregnant and she was like, oh, well, he'll be able to provide for my kids. They'll be fine. But she didn't think about the fact that she doesn't want to be with him.
Yeah.
So then it's like, how long is this going to last? They lasted quite long for, you know, I think they were together for like 13 years. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's
So,
quite long
yeah.
for a relationship where you're not fully in love with someone.
Oh yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Whoa.
Damn. No
Yeah.
thanks.
Imagine misunderstanding someone saying that to you and just finding a man called Richard.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was literally my that's my last name. I
Yeah,
have
no,
my
I found
Richard.
it.
Yeah. Richard.
Yeah.
But that's nuts. That's nuts.
What is life?
Let's see the time. It's 2:10. We've got time for one more?
One more story.
One more story.
Uno más.
Let's see. That was a good one.
That was a very good one.
It's quite crazy. I feel very sad for her because, you know,
Mm-hmm.
imagine not having like family members to be able to turn to. But, you know, the saying, you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. And I'm sure she must have found some really good friends that she could talk to and rely on and stuff.
Confiding about that, yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot to hold just to yourself as a
Yeah.
teenager.
Heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
Good for her though.
Yeah.
And going to business school. Yeah, as Melanie said, like she could have just spent her money on anything.
Literally anything.
Mm-hmm.
This one, yeah, let's do this one. I thought this one was very interesting.
I've hated my sister for months. Okay. Let's see where this goes.
Did my brother write that?
My sister Maggie really sucks. I have 2 younger sisters, Gracie and Kenzie. I, in typical big brother fashion, have always been very protective of them and love them both deeply. I was always closer to Gracie than Kenzie, mainly because of how close we are in age. Gracie and I are 10 months apart. Kenzie and I are just under 2.5 years apart. When Gracie was 17, I had just turned 18, and Kenzie was a few months shy of 16. Gracie was diagnosed with diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. To say I was heartbroken is beyond an understatement. DIPG is extremely aggressive and always terminal. Even with treatment, Gracie was given 9 to 12 months to live. Kenzie started acting out after Gracie's diagnosis. She'd yell anytime anyone brought up Gracie's treatment or diagnosis, throw full-blown fits when Gracie got more attention than her, especially from me, etc. I tried to be there for Kenzie as much as I could, but nothing was ever enough for her. My parents put her in therapy, counselling, and even had her on anxiety medication for a bit. Nothing helped. Kenzie's behaviour just kept escalating. It got to the point she was intentionally being hurtful to Gracie. When Gracie got sick of losing her hair in clumps due to treatment, she had me shave it off. Kenzie made cruel remarks about her appearance. When Gracie passed away, Kenzie's behaviour just got worse. She'd scream anytime Gracie's name was brought up. She tried to refuse to go to Gracie's funeral. Our parents made her go anyway, saying, "I didn't love her anyway, why should I go?" She walked in on me crying a few times and called me a man-child. I still tried to be there for her. I know she probably was just having a hard time and didn't know how to handle things. But with each remark and outburst, my resentment kept growing. I hate that I detest her so much because I know that these behavioural issues aren't Kenzie. I know that this is probably just a trauma response. When Gracie died, I didn't just lose one sister, I lost 2. I hate the person Kenzie has become. I want my little sister back. Wow.
Oh my God.
I thought you said wah. I was like, Brodie, what the fuck?
Wah.
Yeah.
What
That's
the
mad.
Yeah.
I was just trying to so Kenzie, the one he doesn't like anymore, is the youngest one that was reacting like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it just sounds like a trauma response, I guess. In all the wrong ways.
That sounds
Because it can
sad.
affect grief and stuff, can affect people in like so many
Totally
different ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Detached.
Jealousy.
Just sounds like detachment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
It's just like, yeah, that's nuts.
Not wanting to deal with the trauma of
Almost like-
loss and
yeah.
grief, so you detach and you're like, I don't love them. I have no feelings. Like, yeah. Which
Yeah.
is so sad.
Yeah, because it sounded like she was mad at her sister for being sick.
Yeah.
So like she would, with all the little comments and stuff about her,
yeah,
like
that's
losing her hair.
horrible.
She's
She's gonna grow up with guilt. Like, she's
Yeah.
gonna carry that forever.
Yeah.
guilt is also part of grief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. Like, whenever my sister passed, like, I just, like, one of the main reasons I felt it was difficult to move on was just guilt. Like, guilt for every time I missed her call and didn't call back. Like, every time I could have gone and seen her and I didn't, and all these different things. And until I just, like, finally said, well, like, what am I gonna, like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, all I'm doing is just holding myself back, which would just disappoint her. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, just being able to let go of guilt is, like, a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe when she gets a bit older, she'll have this whole realization. You'd think, you'd hope.
Hopefully.
You'd hope, yeah. And yeah, and maybe actually face the grief rather than trying to sidestep it with anger and jealousy.
Well, that's
Meanness.
just all the stages of grief, though. Cause
Yeah, I guess you get to the
there's
point.
all these. I think it's like 5 phases, and literally, apparently, every person goes through them.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean that you go through them in order, but you go through all the stages.
Mm-hmm.
I know about this because my friend is going through a really tough time at the moment, and I'm reading up a lot about grief and how I can help her. And I realized it's just time. Like, you just need a lot of time to process everything, and each person is different. So like they just need a different amount of time to be able to comprehend what's going on. And because she was so young, she definitely wouldn't have been, you know, able to understand her emotions. And the less emotionally intelligent you would have been, the less you understand what your body's doing. So she probably might have not even realized she was angry, but do you know what I mean? Like, kind of almost on autopilot, just acting, but not realizing.
Yeah. And it's so true. Like, you hear from so many people, and it's like almost when something really bad happens in a family, like to a family, people always think you need to get better at the same time as everyone. Like, and I find that really difficult because I'm kind of having these conversations even now, and it's been like 10 years since my sister passed. And it's like, if someone in our family is still struggling, they're like, it's been this long. Like, and I'm just like, immediately, like, shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, do you know what I mean? Because, like, it was like 8 years after, and I thought I had kind of dealt with it. And then I started seeing, not a therapist, she was like a Reiki healer, but she felt like a therapist to me. And she immediately from the first session was like, do you need to kind of like, this is for your sister's death, like, you know, these sessions. And I was like, really? I was like, are you sure? And then like I went and saw her like once a month for like 3 months, and it really was like, it was all like, I didn't realize that all these issues I was having was because of me just like pushing everything down, and it was like all covered up, like, you know. And then it just kind of like coming out, like
That's
and that was
actually...
8 years after, like, you know. So it's like, even if it's 10, 15, 20 years, like, grief can still come back. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean it's just done with just because it's been a long time, or your version of a long time. Because some people don't deal with it at all for years, and then it takes them to like 8 years to go through those stages or whatever.
Literally. So when I was trying to do that research for my friend, I stumbled across a video that was like talking about so there it's different names, and it's called like complex grieving or something. And it's exactly what you just said. So it's like suppressing all of your emotions and like literally coming across as if you're dealing with it so well. And it can last for years. So then everybody, you know, a group of the family, say, would be grieving at the time. Then that one of the people is doing better, so they all perceive them as, oh, you're doing so good, like you're dealing with this so fine. And then years later they start to properly grieve, and everybody starts to shame them and say, why are you grieving, you were fine, like, so they don't actually understand that that's just like your brain. Because it's like complex grieving, basically, what it's called.
Your brain will just like protect you, because obviously if you were to do anything in that moment, it's too overwhelming, and maybe you would have like snapped or something. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
No, and you also said to me once that, you know, your brain knows when you're ready to deal with something. So when, you know, something could pop up, but it is the right time for your brain, like your brain is ready to deal with that problem. And because I remember having like a chat and being like, I don't know why I'm thinking about this now, and you're like, because your brain is ready to finally comprehend what happened to you.
Exactly.
So, be patient with yourself, especially if you've gone through trauma like that, like losing someone. That's you know, because you'll never stop loving that person, you will always want them to be there. So why should it be like a quick thing?
No.
Like, oh, I'm over it. You can't get over that.
And just like, if you need to hate your sister because of the way she's acting, then that's just what needs to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like she's obviously going through something. Hopefully she'll come back in a better way when she's older and ready to deal with everything. But it's like, if you need to be away from her and distance yourself to comfort your own grieving process, then you need to do that. Like, literally, like...
You grow. I literally read this morning as well. You don't. Your grief doesn't get any smaller over time. You just grow around it.
And you learn how to
just
live with it.
Just becomes a part of you. Like it's just like,
it's like learning how to manage it. And then it's kind of like becoming. Oh, it was the last part of grieving is acceptance. So I think that would be like the last stage. It's like, okay, I'm still feeling this pain, but I've accepted what's happened.
That's like, I can easily talk about my sister and what happened. But then some days I'll be fine and it'll be like very casual conversation. And then some days still, like I'll just like one thing, a song will come on and I'll just start crying. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, this is just life. This is being human. Like,
Yeah.
Don't try to stop yourself from feeling it, because then you just start to suppress shit.
It bubbles up and then it comes out. One big thing that can overwhelm you.
And stuff like, certain disorders can happen through traumatic events from suppression and stuff like that. So it's just like being as open and communicative and as you can is super important. And I only started to like get better once I started seeing someone. So like, honestly, if you can go to therapy or if, like in any sort of way, like even if your friend is kind of like that person you talk to, talking about it is so helpful. Like I only started to grow as a person in a better way when I started actually seeking help. So whatever your version of help is, like mine was like a Reiki crystal healer lady, like, but for you maybe it's something else. So for sure,
never be afraid to ask for help.
Nope.
Because you'd be surprised how much people are willing to help.
Exactly.
What a story.
Thanks so much for coming on,
Thanks for
Brodie.
having me.
Thanks for reading.
Thanks for I didn't even read any. I was like, oh, Brodie's so good at reading. I'm just gonna let him read everything. You're just like a casual reader.
No,
like
you
it's really nice.
and Jay are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
We'll bring back both of you so you could read to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Just for like, even not the podcast.
Just to read
Just on a
stories
regular
to you.
day.
Yeah, I'll read you bedtime
Read to me,
stories.
babe. Blursh.
I'll find the most complex book I can find.
Yeah, we've got a long story that we didn't get to do today because we ran out of time, but that I really want Brodie to read. So next time,
Was
Brodie
it the
can
prison
come on.
one?
Yeah.
Oh my
so
god, I really want to hear
Stay
it.
tuned.
Yeah, it's apparently got multiple parts to it as well.
Yeah, part one. Type
I've been
shit.
in prison.
Oh my god, you wouldn't laugh.
No, you
No.
fucking haven't.
No.
I would not laugh.
So if you like this episode, like what you're listening to, you can find us on YouTube where you can watch us, Instagram, TikTok, No One's Looking Podcast. We're also on Patreon, so you can get some extra content out of this. So we'll have extra stories, extra wee bits that you don't see
Just
or
a full
hear.
episode.
Yeah, just the full tang. So if you want some more stuff to listen to, then everyone who supports us, thank you so much. We really appreciate you listening, being here. Even if you can't support us on Patreon, like and share, like anything helps. Like we appreciate everything. Super grateful for this being our full-time job.
Even if you don't like us and you got this far, you just gave us a view, so thank you.
Thank you.
But other than that, would you like to plug yourself in?
Plug yourself, babe.
My name's Brodie Barclay on pretty much all social medias, all streaming platforms.
Spotify.
And Spotify, all streaming platforms.
Listen to his
Listen
music.
to my tunes.
TikTok, he's big on TikTok.
TikTok, TikTok's going well at the moment.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Brodie
Brodie's a
Barclay
great
music
songwriter
on there.
and singer person.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
You're very good.
When
He's
you know no
excellent.
one's
If you want to
looking.
hear some excellent music, listen to him.
to Brodie. Thanks for being here. Until next time. Bye.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Ooh, cool.
I
Need to
think
keep-
my we were meant to get a safety check done in the flat, and the guy was buzzing because I think I booked him in at like but he said I'll be here anywhere between 10 and 2, and I'm like, well, that's a bit fucking broad, and I'm working.
when we're working.
So because he was like,
so much for having me.
thank you for being on here.
Watch the camera. Watch the camera.
And then he was like,
Brodie.
otherwise I'll get a key and let myself in. And I was like, you will not be letting yourself into my
I'm
home.
sorry. It's moving.